I really want to hit home on the design. Is there's a big difference between companies that design is the companies that sell. We're not order takers. We design by committee. We have an awesome staff. My staff has tremendous amount of experience that we bring to the table for each one of our clients. Design was always my love. I mean, I started working out of my house, and then I would find that if I had a client for a project, I would say, go here, go here, go here. It did nothing but confuse them. So I found that if I open up a design center where we had everything in-house, that we could do a much better job of giving them an awesome value. I was in the restaurant business for many years, and 30 years ago I decided to change careers and nobody wanted to hire me, so I started my own business. John LeBeau of LeBeau Vacuums in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And I went out there with a notebook, a pencil, and a paper. I had no clue what I was doing, and just shook his hand, smiled, and gave him a price. He said, great. We did that project. We did 4 other projects for him.
Welcome back, folks. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Having a great Saturday morning. We got Jeff Schloning from EverDry in studio in the co-host chair this morning. Welcome back, Jeff.
Good morning, Adam.
You want a basement that's dry, folks? EverDry is going to take care of it, and I can go to the bank on that.
You can.
I can sleep at night knowing that you're taking care of people.
Absolutely.
Speaking of great contractors, we have one of the top kitchen and bath design build contractors in Metro Detroit in studio joining us as well. Jim Seghi from Seghi Renovations. Good morning.
Adam, I'm still doing fabulous, same as I was a minute ago.
Well, listen, I didn't see the mic wasn't on, so I didn't know.
Right.
Anyways, not a big deal. So, Jim, welcome to the Hire It Done Show.
Welcome.
You've been on before, too.
Yes, sir.
How's business this year?
It's fabulous. It's awesome. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better year.
So what are you doing most projects? What is the number one project you're doing? Kitchens, baths, room addition, what is it?
Actually, to be honest, we have a good blend of all three. We're doing a sunroom out in South Lyon. I got a couple kitchens. I just finished up a kitchen with a client that I did their basement 20 years ago. I've got 3 or 4 bathrooms that we've just done.
So you're busy.
Yes.
I love that. Let me ask you a question since we've got EverDry in studio
Yes.
with you. So a homeowner calls you up. I want to finish my basement. I want to do an awesome man cave, and I want to do a bar. But you get down there, like, yeah, you start designing it. You see a little bit of water in the corner. Does it make sense to send them to get a waterproofing job done before you do the basement?
Oh, certainly. And as a matter of fact, not knowing he was here this morning, I walked in. I got a call from a client last night. They said, EverDry just did my basement. Now we want to get it finished.
Wow.
How does that work?
Man, that's awesome.
Now, the trifecta would be if you could say to me, Adam, it was a Hire It Done customer, but
Adam,
I can't get that
it was
lucky.
a Hire It Done customer.
I'll let you know. I'm seeing him Tuesday night.
All right, well, that's great to
You
see.
see how that works? They called into the office yesterday, and I'm already seeing them Tuesday.
Well, and that, Jim, that's what I like, because when homeowners, a lot of times homeowners like, it depends on their preference, but they like the fact that if they call you, they're going to get you. Now, you have kitchen and designers on staff and all that.
Oh, I have an awesome staff. I mean, I couldn't say enough about my staff. The one thing I will say is I don't have salespeople.
Right.
Hello, I have designers. Who wants to go buy something from somebody that just wants to sell you something?
Well, in
We have
kitchen and bath,
designers.
I agree, absolutely. I want a kitchen that's designed for me. That
Right.
means extra microwaves, a deep fryer,
That's right.
place to plug in my Instant Pot, maybe a smoker, a baking pan. I want it right. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to have that. So, again, I'm not going to hire a salesperson to do that. I'm going to hire a designer.
That's right.
Design me the kitchen that, maybe when my alarm clock goes off, sends the bacon smell that it collected in my new kitchen.
That's right. And even you had mentioned, you said, oh, people Google search stuff. Yeah, Google search 30 different things on your kitchen, and that's great. And then put them down. Now, who's going to put it together? You're not.
It's funny you say that, because I tell people, do some limited internet research, like go to Pinterest, House, click on pictures of kitchens that you like.
Yes.
But don't get too many, because here's what happens. It's called information overload.
Yes.
These homeowners get anxiety. They're like, oh, it's too much. And let's just put the project off. I don't want to do it now. So that's why.
And we put them at ease.
Well, that's
There's
true.
nothing more than nothing better than a client that's so frustrated. I've been here, I've been there. I say, relax. There's a process.
Right.
You start with the basic footprint of your project. Figure out what you want
That's smart.
and take it one step at a time. And if my clients start going off on, oh, I want drawers here and I want this there, stop. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Basic footprint. Then you go into layout. Then you go into colors. Everything is a
So
system.
I like the fact that you're controlling the process because someone was just like, all right, I want a kitchen. How much? You're like, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Slow your roll. We're talking with Jim Seghi. It's Seghi Renovations. The website is seghi.net, and Seghi is spelled Seghi. It's .net. You're located in South Line, but you service all of Metro Detroit, basically.
Yes.
The phone number to call if you want to get a quote for a kitchen, bath, basement remodel.
No, when, not if.
When you're ready. You're right.
There's no if.
248-437-2454. Always, folks, just go to Hire It Done. You'll get information from Jim. Let's talk about basement remodeling. You go out there and you inspect the space for their project.
Yes.
And let's take a typical basement that's unfinished. They've got boxes of storage from years of collections of stuff. And they say to you, okay, we want a little, not a home theater, but a room to put a couch and a big screen TV with the video games for the kids. I want maybe a place to put my treadmill, my elliptical, maybe a stereo system. And then I want a bar area so I can, not put a keg in, but, enjoy it, when I'm doing that. Is that typical?
For what
Any
they're
homeowner,
Oh,
what
oh
finished
yeah,
their
no.
basement?
I'm what you just gave me is a typical wish list, and then it's my job to put it into reality so that we can give them the best flow and how big does the bar need to be,
And
how
so the
big
layout.
do you want it. So
And so the bigness I'm sorry, the layout all comes from you interviewing the homeowner.
oh, correct.
And so when you're at the house,
Yes.
like Jeff from Everdrive says, it's about an hour and a half when he inspects a house for the foundation, the wet, inside, outside, and then says to the homeowner, here's the prescription that we, at Everdrive want to,
Yes.
recommend to you. With you, in a basement remodel is more than one meeting.
Oh, most certainly.
Yeah.
1 to 2 hours for the initial meeting to measure, take pictures, discuss with the client what they want. Then the next meeting is in my office. We do 3D drawings to show what we have in mind to see how we have to make sure that it's exactly what they wanted.
Okay.
Then after that, and again, just like I said, you work with your basic footprint. Then you move on to material selections, colors.
Yeah, and I want to
What
talk to
have
you
you.
about the process, but that's the difference I wanted to talk about. Where Everdry, you can inspect and price it right there in the,
Yeah,
in the
yes, we
first
can.
meeting.
Yes.
You on a design, it takes a couple meetings, and I want to discuss the
course.
difference when we come back.
Great.
All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We got Everdry in the co-host chair this morning, Jeff Schloning. We've got Jim Seghi from Seghi Renovations, talking kitchens, baths, basements, everything design build. Welcome back, folks. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Jeff Schloning from Everdry in studio.
Good morning.
Jim Seghi, Seghi Renovations. Welcome back.
Good morning, young man.
Young man. Jim, how long you been in business?
30 years.
You guys got a showroom?
Yes, sir.
Everything under one roof, huh?
Yes, sir.
So you go to the homeowner's house. First meeting is to assess what they want.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's an interview. Tell me what you want to use the space for, how long you've been thinking about it, when are you ready to get started, all the questions that'll let you know what you need to do when you go back to create the dream that the homeowner has.
Man, I couldn't have said it better myself. Kudos.
Thank you.
You should get a job doing this stuff.
I've done a few kitchens in my past. So, and then the next meeting, you invite them to your showroom.
Yes.
Okay, so that meeting is, okay, it's a review of the meeting at the house. Hey, Mrs. Homeowner, we met last week. We talked about this, this, and this. I thought about everything you said to me, and I've created what I believe is the interpretation of what you're looking for. And then you say, boom, you have a big screen
Yes.
on the wall. And
Show the 3D drawings and the whole 9 yards.
Okay. And so at what point in the process do you discuss budget with the homeowner? At the first meeting?
We try to get a budget at the first meeting. People are very apprehensive to share
Sure.
budget, but they don't understand it's to their advantage, because I consider ourselves to not only be contractors, not only try to give the best value, but we're also financial advisors, and that's probably the last thing anybody wants to hear from a contractor. Hey, I'm going to be your financial advisor. But the thing is, there's so many different products that you can put, that if I know the whole package, and say a kitchen has 12 different elements,
Sure.
I can say, look, I know what you want. You're a little bit over budget, so I'll show you different options. Okay, so we can save a little bit if we do this. However, I won't go cheap. it has to have a great value. If you want something cheap, I'm not the guy.
Makes perfect sense. And here's what I'm saying. Homeowners who are listening right now, it's okay when you're in front of the right contractor to tell them that what your budget is. Everybody's got a number in the back of their head. The problem is, and like you said, homeowners are apprehensive. They don't want to tell you the budget because they're thinking, Jim, if I tell you my budget for my kitchen's 50 grand, then you're going to spend all 50 grand. And I may be thinking that what I want is only 30.
Right.
That's the problem. So
Exactly.
I believe this is the solution. And I'm going to throw this out to you, Jim.
Yep.
And you too, Jeff. And you tell me if I'm crazy or if this is the right way to do this.
All right.
So here's the scenario. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner. I'm here at your house. Da, 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 da. So let's talk about this for a minute. You've been there an hour and a half. Okay. Based on what you told me, Mrs. Homeowner, you want these white, beautiful shaker cabinets. You're looking for the new quartz trending top. You want all stainless steel appliances, and you want a half wall here. We're going to put going to break the floor up for the bathroom. I'm going to drywall the ceiling over here. You're going to do LED lights. We're going to pre-wire it for this and that. Based on my 30 years of experience, Mrs. Homeowner, as a kitchen bath design build contractor, you're looking to spend between $60,000 and $80,000 based on what we talked about today.
Perfect.
So by you saying that to the homeowner instead of them giving you a budget, now they have a range in their head. And you can ask the question, does that fall within what you're looking to do, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner? And that's what we call the ZMOT, zero moment of truth. Because at that point, they're either going to be honest with you and say, yeah, you know what, we're okay with that. Or they're going to be like, woo, are you kidding me? Get the heck out of my house. Or, well, it's a little more than we thought, but let's see what you can do, and then let's figure it out from there. Because
Yes.
what the homeowner, here's what I learned in my experience. And this is for people listening today, too. By the way, it's okay to say yes on the first meeting, just so everyone knows. If you like the guy sitting in front of you and he's got great bragging rights and you're comfortable with it, homeowners, it's okay to say yes to the contractor. In a situation where it's a bigger job, it's okay to tell the truth to the contractor. But the homeowner, in my experience, is going to remember one thing from you, Jim. They're going to remember the $60,000, not the $80,000.
Yes, exactly. And I'm going to remember the 80.
Isn't that the truth?
It is.
Okay, so it's
And
your
I'm very conscious of that,
responsibility.
so
Yeah.
I.
And it's your responsibility as a contractor, who is very good, by the way, when the homeowner comes to your showroom the next week, if you didn't scare them or freak them out, when they show up and they come to you and you then do the intro and say, okay, let's review our last meeting.
Yes.
And then you went through everything and you said, and we talked about a budget between 60 and 80. And I want to let you know, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, I've done some value engineering and I'm going to be under 60. So right now, when you do that, you're a hero.
Right.
So then you say, let me show you what I got. And then you present your designs and you take track of the feedback. And then you create that roadmap for them to say yes, basically.
Right.
Does that sound like a good plan?
Oh, yeah. And the same thing is if you're at the 80 or over, that's a point where you say, look, I listened very well to everything that you said. For everything that you wanted, here's where you're at. Now, let's have what I call intelligent conversations and decide what we want to give up.
Right.
Because we're not going to put junk in there, but everything you wanted is over budget.
Okay. But Jim, I went online.
Yeah, well,
Personally, I like that approach.
Correct.
Because I personally I don't like sticker shock.
Right.
I don't want to, have him come back or me go to the showroom and him drop an $80,000 bomb when I was thinking it was going to be 40.
Right.
So knowing that it's going to be between 60 and 80 as a consumer is great.
Right. And that's why I try and profess to the listeners today and all the time, this is the pricing. This is the range, right?
Yes.
Basement waterproofing is not okay, for every lineal foot of basement, it's $180. It doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? Because we're only, in your situation, you're looking at what the problem is. You're prescribing a fix. You're pricing it based on the prescription. Not every basement waterproofing job is the same.
No, they're not.
So you guys are trained to identify with a solution
Correct.
in the best terms
More than
possible.
one solution, always.
Always, right.
We
'Cause
give
you have
options.
inside, outside. You got the easy breathe.
Right.
I love that. It's one of my
do
favorite
love
products.
that.
One of my favorite
And the pressure
products.
relief.
Yes, that's correct. And the way you guys, you do your sumps. It's great. We're going to talk about that too.
All right.
But Jim, so at what point do you tell the homeowner, maybe it's in the second meeting, how long a job takes?
Pretty much after all the material selections and everything is made. I mean, I give, just like the budget, I give range. I'll give a range, but I'm not going to give somebody a number unless I'm pretty confident into what it's actually going to be. And the one thing that I always tell clients is, okay, so, well, we're getting 3 bids. Well, first of all, when I do my preliminary budgeting, I tell the truth. This is really what I think it's going to cost. I'm not going to give you a sheet of paper that gives you all these allowances that are an allowance to me. Is I tell them, I say, if somebody comes out and they give you a bid and it's just got a bunch of allowances in there, allowance is a meaningless number. It means absolutely nothing. It is a guess.
Well, it's also a lazy way for the contractor to just say you have an allowance.
Yes,
it's
a license to steal.
Fuzzy
because you're halfway through the project. It's like, oh, guess what? The cabinets that I had bid are cardboard. Do you want wood cabinets? And then you're in the middle of a project. What do?
No, you're trapped.
We do everything before we start. Almost every material selection is made, so we do a final price. That's what your project costs. You're going to get exactly everything that we decided on, every cabinet color, every wood species,
and that's what we profess at Hard Done. Know what you're getting, and then equally know what you're not getting. Right. I always tell the homeowners, put everything in writing, what's included, review it, and then after the homeowner reads it, send it back to Seghi and say, Mr. Seghi, can you please write into this proposal everything not included? And sometimes it's already in there.
And one thing, you just hit something really, it's not what you're getting, it's also what you're not. Because if we sit down and have an intelligent conversation and you're not getting maybe quartz countertops and you're getting granite countertops instead, you had the option of getting it and choosing to say no because it fit in your budget differently. You're making all intelligent choices.
I can
so that you don't get done and you don't have the coulda, woulda, shoulda. Never happened.
Sign of a true professional.
If I was going to do a remodeling project, I'm telling you right now, I would call him. I hate surprises. People hate surprises.
No one wants it. No one has a crystal ball. The best thing I said is that if I had a crystal ball, everyone would use Higher Done because I could tell you how your project's going to go.
Right.
But I can't. So what I have to tell you is someone with experience, Jim Seghi from Seghi Renovations, EverDry. You've been in business how long, Jeff?
32 years.
And you're how long, Jim?
30.
96% of all contractors fail in the first 5 years. So what does that tell you right here? We have guys in the studio right now that are the benchmark. The low-hanging fruit is me. So I'm not as good as you guys. Welcome back, folks. This is Higher Time. My name's Adam Helfman. Jim Seghi from Seghi Renovations in studio. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
Jim, if someone wants to call you for a design build or a kitchen or bath or any kind of home improvement, can you see them this week or what's your schedule like?
So normally when somebody calls into the office, we try our best to get back with them within 24 hours, 48, and we're normally try to schedule something within a week. And
okay, so that's
probably
fair.
And then from there, I have a 1 week turnaround. If we come out, we interview a client, we work on their designs. We always set up a follow-up appointment so that we stay on task.
Perfect.
To keep the process going.
So you had a busy year, right?
Yes.
Okay. If someone wants a big kitchen, basement remodel, or any kind of project, tell me, can they get it done for Thanksgiving or Christmas?
No.
I didn't think so. But let everyone know their expectations. Google. You get the answer now. You can't do it. Are you booking projects for next year?
Yes, we are. I've already got 3 booked for next year.
Okay, so it'd be smart if you're planning a project to call you just to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, because the whole process, design and everything takes time.
Okay. So if you ever go in a house and you see a basement water problem, will you send them to EverDry for me?
Of course I will.
I appreciate that. Jim, it's great to have you here.
Nice to be here.
I want to thank you for coming in. Jim Seghi, Seghi Renovations. It's Seghi.net it's spelled SEGHI.net. It's always good to have you here, man. You're a good company. I appreciate your business.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.